I've had a couple of days of some weirdness with the machine. I've effectively had to wipe this machine entirely and start again. So I've got this auto point now where it should be working, but I have no doubt we will uncover some technical problems as we go along since this is a brand new installation, and I'm not sure that I managed to get all the configuration files set up the way they should be. Um, so I'm going to just have a look at individual components of software tonight. And then I'll also do guiding, which really is the last step to the whole thing. So this is the Ioptron Commander 7. This is the software that runs the mount itself. Um, so this will allow you to control the mount directly if you so wanted to do. And this is effectively a replacement for the mini hand controller that I showed you earlier on, and we'll speak about it a bit later on as well. So you just set it onto auto detect and it should go and connect. So this tells you that it's actually connected and we now want to mount the panel. You shouldn't actually have to do this very often or indeed ever really, but you will have to do it initially when you first get the equipment because there are some configurations in here that you will have to change. Okay, so once we've mounted, you will see that there's some information in front of you about the state of the mount at this point in time. First of all, at the top here, it'll tell you that it's the CEM40 EC, and that's a special type of mount. It means it's got encoders on the axes, which means it can actually position itself far more accurately. And you can tell that it's also stopped at the 0 position. So let's just talk about 0 positions for a moment. The 0 position is effectively when the mount is pointing at the polar at the pole star. Effectively, that's how I have mine set up. So you can set that with the hand controller, or you can set it from here. You can quite literally click on the 0 position, and you can tell it to go to 0 position when it's known, when it already knows what the 0 position is. So clicking that will just take it from wherever it is back to its home position. Or you can set the current position as the 0 position, and that's what you will want to do when you first set up. And then if you want to search for a 0 position where the mount is, you're not 100% sure if it's in the 0 position, you can click search 0 position and it'll go hunting for itself and find out exactly where it should be. Those are the only real things that you ever really have to do in here, with the exception of this information over here, the basic information. So the date generally comes from the computer itself, as well as the time. The time zone, I'm at minus 360 minutes, which is our time zone that we are in the central parts of the States. Yours will probably be at 0 because you are at Greenwich Mean Time, and that's fine. So your latitude and longitude, these are bits of information that you're going to have to pull off of Google Maps, and I'm going to show you quickly now how I get that. So I just quite literally open up the browser. I go to, I've not done it on this machine before, so I'll have to find it here. Okay, so it knows more or less where I am based on my IP address. I'll just zoom all the way out, get rid of all this stuff. So this machine is actually a little bit slow because it's outside and it's connected wirelessly to my machine here. So so I'm not gonna what you're gonna have to do is zoom into your location in Ireland, wherever that might be. Let me see if I can figure out more or less where it was. I can't remember it was down this way. Cloyne, there you go. Let's see how accurate I can get. Put the satellite mode on. Sorry, bear with me while I try and refresh my memory from many years ago. This is coming in. That's there. I know it was around here somewhere, and I'm going to say it's here, is it? Is it here? I think that's it. I might be totally wrong, but I think that's it there. So, so what I do is I just click on the location. You want to be quite as precise as you can. Just get rid of this, and we don't need that. So just going to click on here and select that. Oh, no, we don't want that, sorry. Why does it not allow me to drop a pin? Okay, um, this is kind of weird. So 5186, which are actually the coordinates that you're going to need. So those are the coordinates that you're going to have. So under your latitude, you're going to have a 56.86.43, and your longitude, I don't know that that's right, -8. Um, hmm. Let me just go back to where I am. Um, okay, so this is where I am. Let me just see what I can get here. Oh, go away. All these pop-ups that pop up. So my mount is the mount that I'm sending over to you is actually right on this corner there. And yeah, so it is right. So 30, 30, 28, 15, and then -98, 02.95. Okay, so minus slightly out. That doesn't really matter too much. So you'll just take these two numbers and you'll plug them in over here and over here. Okay, and then you'll set the values. You click set values. You'll type that information in there, and you will sync from PC time. All of this information should populate automatically. Declination is always going to be either plus or minus 90 degrees based on whether you're in the northern hemisphere or southern hemisphere. The altitude you'll see is the same as your latitude. And then your azimuth, you don't have to worry about that. Okay, so that's all you should ever really have to do in this software. You can, of course, if you want to, you can move the mount, clicking these buttons, it'll track wherever you want to. And that does come in a little bit handy when you're trying to polar align if you need to. Um, Generally, I find that I'm sort of just pushing the mount around a little bit when I need to get it done. So as I mentioned earlier on, this mount has got a special encoder built into it. I'm not going to walk you through the calibration process on this. There are plenty of YouTube videos out there. You just need to remember that the mount you have is a CEM 40EC, okay, and that's got the encoder built onto it. It's sort of the most current technology around this, and it just provides far more accurate tracking. Okay, so I'll end this video here and then we'll go on to another section.